Parliamentary updates.
The latest Rotunda Gallery display was in commemoration of Indian Arrival Day. The exhibition ran from May 22nd to June 16th and saw artists as young as 8 years old. President of the Senate, Senator the Honorable Nigel De Freitas, addressed those gathered at the exhibition launch.
This exhibition is a commemoration of the arrival of Indian indentured laborers to Trinidad in May 1845. One of the identifiers of an advanced civilization is artists documenting history, heritage, and culture representative of the people of that society. Therefore, from the works displayed here, persons can experience the East Indian culture, heritage, and contributions these indentured laborers and their descendants brought to Trinidad from India that have made a huge historic change to the cultural landscape of Trinidad and Tobago.
Mr. President emphasized the practical importance of the Rotunda Gallery in society.
As part of the Parliament's outreach and education program, the Rotunda Gallery creates a platform for citizens' self-expression, self-reflection, and a real-time, real-way ability for visitors and users of the parliamentary precincts to engage with and experience their history and culture in the seat of their democracy.
Mr. President expressed his satisfaction with the pieces on display.
I would like to say from viewing the exhibition, it reflects what our Indian ancestors brought with them, something specially given to us: religion, worship, dance, music, style, and elegance, most of which will continue to be passed on for generations to come.
The Indian Caribbean Museum of Trinidad and Tobago contributed some of the pieces on display, and the Parliament channel spoke with the curator.
Well, the Indian Caribbean Museum is located in Waterloo. It's an educational institution, as we say. It is run by the existing SDMS Board of Management. But in this institution, it's a heritage of rich culture, artifacts, things that have been handed down by generations and generation. And everything, if not everything, some of the things are still being used, and that is why we look at the word fusion, and we thought that we should be part of this display.
Ms. Kunji Bihari spoke of the pride she felt.
I am so proud of my Indian little children, boys and girls, to see they have used so many different mediums to bring out that spiritual emotion, cultural emotions, and they have done it in such colors, vibrant colors, dull colors. Their imagination has been brought forward, you understand? When I look at that boat there, the Kalapani was the name that was given to the sea when they were coming, and it is so well depicted in that picture there. Yes, so I think that this forum has been great for the Indian culture.
The Parliament channel chatted with the artists present.
It took me 2 weeks to paint this piece. My uncles play Tassa, so I decided to draw the Tassa boys in the middle and India's national colors at the background. And the Tassa people are wearing Trinidad and Tobago national colors, where we came from and now where we are now.
This is my piece. It's called The Wheel, and the inspiration for it was seeing wheels in different religions. So in Christianity, there's the wheel of Merkaba, which represents like a sort of like God, like the chariot of fire. And in Hinduism and Buddhism, there's the Dharma Chakra wheel, which is the wheel of law. So I wanted to explore that wheel and it starts right here at this point, and it continues going on and on in this circular motion. And it is said that the wheel is supposed to vanquish resentment and ambition, because I think like in Hinduism there's a lot of there's something about being very humble, and also in Buddhism as well. So I wanted to explore the wheel as a living, moving way of life. It took several hours. If I had to put it into a figure, I would say over 200 hours of work, because I use India ink and a dip pen. So I have to dip the nib in every single time, and when it runs out I dip again. And just like I love doing detail, so I would do it to the point of exhaustion. And yeah, so I'd say about over 200 hours, and also putting in the gold leaf very neatly as well. It takes some time. So there's ink in this, there's gold leaf, there's gold ink, and there's like white ink, and there's acrylic ink, well, acrylic pen as well. I think the exhibition is amazing because there's a gamut of work being shown here representing the Indian indentured experience, but in addition to what sort of cultural narratives would have formed in India to come to Trinidad and Tobago. So it's interesting to see it as a journey. So we see some points starting with indentureship, but we also see some points of who we are today influenced by indentureship and their story. So seeing all of it come together, and how Trinidad has its own story of Indianness and stuff, and all of us participate in it. So I think it's really, really great to see that spectrum.
I have been around for a long time, and I fear that many of our traditions are fading away. And I attempt to commemorate some of these things for posterity. Not only with respect to Indian culture, but I have done things on bongo and other things that reflect the culture of Trinidad and Tobago. And I should take this opportunity to thank the people who came up with this idea to use this place for the benefit of Trinidad and Tobago. Many, many years ago when I worked in Charles Street, I used to be running through here. And it's good to see that we have reached a level of sophistication where we can show appreciation for art and for our artists in Trinidad and Tobago. So I hope through this medium to convey my appreciation for these decision makers.
So my piece is a piece on the houses our ancestors used to live in. It also shows what traditions they participated in, such as offering of jal and a jandi area. And I was inspired to do this piece because I think that our heritage is extremely important and it plays an important role in our life, and culture is extremely important also. So this piece, it was a big inspiration for me, and it helped me learn a lot more about my culture and heritage. This exhibition is a wonderful exhibition, and it helps to involve people in our culture and heritage, and it's a wonderful way of involving each and every one of us to be inspired by our culture.
These pieces are collages titled Tulahin and Blood Ties. I decided to do this piece because it allowed me to incorporate different designs and different images that is representative of Indian culture. To do this piece, I took ordinary plain paper and crafted patterns which are synonymous with Indian culture. For example, in this piece, I designed a temple arch behind the people, and in this piece, I dressed this person in classic Indian bridal attire, and fig tree leaves behind her, as this is commonly associated with Indian weddings. The faces which were featured in these artworks are actually my own family members. My goal here was not only to add more meaning to the piece, but to pay respect to my ancestry and while showing thankfulness for them for journeying so far and working so hard so that I could be here today.
The exhibition featured 61 artists with 73 pieces of artwork on display in a variety of media. Stay tuned for further parliamentary updates. For more information, visit our website at www.ttparliament.org and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram.
Parliamentary updates.